So, dear students, today we will discuss about the Excel, and we are going to start the new chapter, that is the advanced formula and functions in Excel. So, today we will discuss about the concept of cell referencing. What is the meaning of cell referencing? Well, as we all know that Excel is a package that makes our task very easier. So, if we want to perform a task again and again, then Excel can perform that task for us again and again. We have to only perform that task once. For example, we want to copy a formula from one cell to another cell, or there are many cells in which a formula has to be copied. Then we can very quickly copy the formula to other cells without typing that formula again and again. So this can be done with the help of a concept that is called referencing. Referencing means that the next cell refers to the previous cell for the formula that has already been written in the previous cell, and the formula is copied from one cell to another cell. So there are three types of referencing which are there, and they are relative referencing, absolute referencing, and the mixed referencing. So when the formula is copied from one cell to another cell, the location of cell address changes, but the formula remains the same. So in this way, if we have to calculate the percentage of the students of a class, on let's say there are 50 students in a class, then we have to only type the formula once for one student, and we can copy that formula by with the help of the fill handle from one cell to another cell without having to type the formula again and again. So let us go through the different type of cell referencing that we have. So the first type of cell referencing is the called the relative referencing. In the relative referencing, the formula is copied, and in that change in the formula, both the row name and the column name could be changed. For example, we have a formula given here, d3 into c4. So here d is the column and 3 is the row, and c is the column and 4 is the row. So when we are copying the formula, then uh, in a cell address, either row can change and the column change, or both can change. So in the relative referencing, both row and column could be changed while copying the formula from one cell to another cell. You will understand it better when I will demonstrate at the end of the session. But for now, you may understand that when the formula is copied from one cell to another cell, the row and the column name both can change in the cell address when the formula is copied from one cell to another cell. Now there is another type of referencing that is called as the absolute referencing. The absolute referencing means when the formula is copied from one cell to another cell, neither the row changes nor the column changes, means that the column and the row remains the same and the formula is copied. And for doing that, we need to place a dollar sign before the column name and the row number. So when we put the dollar sign before the column name and the row number, then these are not changed when the formula is copied. As I have already told you, when we copy the formula from one cell to another cell, then the formula remains the same, but the cell name changes, the cell address changes. But in this case, when doing the absolute referencing and we put the dollar sign before both the column name and the zone number, then the cell address would not change. Now let us go through the another type of last type of referencing, which is called as the mixed referencing. So as the name suggests, it is a mixed type of referencing where either row changes or the column changes, or in other words we can say either row remains fixed or the column remains fixed while copying the formula from one cell to another cell. So for doing that, as I have already told you, whichever thing we have to put as fixed, which need not to be changed, before that we have to put the dollar sign. So here in this case you can see in the example we have put the dollar sign before the B, which is a column, and before the 4, which is a row. So the mixed referencing is represented in such a way it is in the cell address, either the dollar is placed before the column name or before the row number, so that they remain fixed. Now I think all of you must have understood that what is the difference between the relative referencing. In the relative referencing, both row and column can change. In the absolute referencing, neither the row nor the column can change. And in the mixed referencing, either the row or the column can change. And row, or we can say in other words that a column remains fixed or the row remains fixed. So now let us look at the, let me demonstrate you that how this happens. So here we have some data, some information in the Excel worksheet, and let us type some numbers here. And when we are typing these numbers, we will add these numbers. And now here we write a formula. The formula is equal to sum means we are doing the sum of what? We are doing the sum of uh, the this and this, sum of a1 comma the sum of b1, and we close it, and now we press the enter key. So we see here that you may see in the formula bar sum a1 plus b1. So here the it is coming 35. Now we will drag it down and we will see. So you may see here the sum of all the cells has appeared. So here we have not placed any dollar sign before either row name or the column name, because row and column both can change. And here you are seeing the formula. Here the formula is, you may see a1 b1, the formula remains same, the cell names change, a2 b2, here a3 b3, here a4 b4, and here a5 b5. So you may say that here the formula remains the same, but the cell addresses are changing according to the row or the column. So now let me give you the example of another type of referencing, which is called as the absolute referencing. And here we are, let's say, deleting all the data that is stored in this range, and we want what we want to add this 23, as you can see on the screen, in the column B to all the numbers in the column A. But here, because the formula is a1 b1, so here in the b1 it is finding a number 23, formula is finding, but in the b2 there is no number, in b3 there is no number, in b4 there is no number. So how to add? So we want that 23 should remain fixed, and here in A the number the cell address can change. So in the formula we have to fix this, we have to fix, so we have to put the dollar sign before both the row as well as the column. So here you can see we have put a dollar sign because B1 will not change when we drag, but the B2. So here you can see we are adding 23 with all the numbers. So you are here you can see A1 plus B1, A2 plus B1, A3 plus B1, A4 plus B1, A5. So you are seeing that before the both A and B columns are changing, but here only column A is changing row wise, but column B1 will remain same. It will keep on adding B1 with all the entries of column A. So this is the example of the absolute referencing. If we drag column wise or the row wise, then both row and column remains fixed. So in the case of mixed referencing, as we all know, that either row or either column can change. We put a dollar sign only before a column name or the row number. So that is the example of the mixed referencing. So I think all of you must have understood the different type of referencings that we have discussed today. So please go through, and if you have any queries you may ask in the WhatsApp group. Thank you, all of you.